everybody, welcome back. For those who are following along, we are in Section 5, Market Analysis, Unit 4, CMA. We just did the real estate professional role in the CMA, and next we're going to talk about how you price your properties in a CMA. All right, so this is like another little story. Now, these little stories here that they are giving us are not going to be on the real estate exam. They are just doing this to try and give you scenarios of what may happen, okay? So I may read this, but don't fall asleep on me, okay? The CMA is an evaluation, which we've already talked about, but if you've been with me a while, you know this. It is used to determine an appropriate listing price, to not overprice anything you're going to sell, because you don't want to overprice, because then it's going to just sit there on the market. So you need to collect some data and research recent similar properties that have sold within the last 3 to 6 months. Your numbers could be off, so you have to maybe adjust them according to the current market conditions. You look at expired listings. They will tell you things that have not sold and maybe why they haven't sold. You also need to look at your competition and see what's going on. Pending sales are helpful because they can give you an idea of how quickly a home has sold in a given price range. Now, if your clients are in a hurry and they need to sell, then you might want to look at that. You might want to lower the price and suggest lowering the price so they can get rid of it quicker. If they don't care how long it takes, then you can mark it up or mark it the same, but you just got to let them know it may be sitting here a little longer than normal. If it is sold in the first day or two in the market and you got it near the asking price, this isn't always the case, but it may happen. Like right now in the market in 2022, when I made this video, we are in a seller's market, so things sell within like 1 to 3 days if they are appropriately priced and if they're in good condition. If somebody takes care of their home, then they will likely sell within 1 to 3 days. That's how quick they're going, because we are in a seller's market. Now, a word on comparables. You should closely match whatever property as close as you can to the ones that have sold. You may not get everything exact. If you're in one of these planned communities where everything is the same, then you can probably do that. But a lot of the older neighborhoods, everything is not the same. Some of them have more bathrooms, more space, more land, those types of things. Some people take care of their property and some people do not. All these things will weigh into your CMA. So that's something you need to keep in check. Okay, unless the subject property is on a busy street, try not to select comparables on busy streets. Don't compare a short sale or a foreclosure to a home that's selling the traditional way, because fixer-uppers are iffy choices for comparables. Fixer-uppers are usually going to be lower. They need more work, and usually investors, a different type of market for fixer-uppers than a normal sale. People that want to go through FHA or put 20% down is a lot different than fixer-uppers or investment properties. If it says cash-only sale, it is likely to need major repairs. If it needs a construction loan or it's just land, it's definitely going to be different. All these things are not things that you want to do a CMA on. All right, so let's go. He presents to new licensees. Because he just signed a new listing, Danny's broker, Candace, asked him to make a few presentations on how to prepare a CMA. All right, Danny greeted the 6 eager recruits around the table. And you may be in this situation after you get your license. You go to some classes and they'll tell you how to present a CMA. If sellers could be objective about pricing their properties or knew the nuisances of making offers, we might be out of a job, but why would they need us? Someone spoke up for negotiating, for marketing. I could go on, and you'd be right, but those are all later in the process. from the get-go, we need to prove our worth to our clients, and we do this through a CMA, especially for seller clients, because you want to help them list their land or their house. And it shows them that you know how to do this. And whether you're representing the seller or a buyer, pulling together a solid CMA takes solid research and serious number crunching. You don't want to go in there with one house. You want to go in there with several different options and scenarios so they can make the best educated price to make their home for sale and to sell it as quickly as possible if that's their goal. All right, Danny told the new licensees to look for similar sold properties when searching for comparables to prepare a CMA. What two frames are best for licensees to use for recently sold properties? 3 to 6 months. If you go over that, you're going to get too many houses and you're not going to be able to make a solid choice for that. Unless you're in a neighborhood where one is only sold in 12 months. And some of the better neighborhoods, that is the case because people don't sell very often. If you're in a really good neighborhood, they'd usually just stay there. So that normally it's 3 to 6 months. But if you're in a different kind of clientele, different kind of environment, it could be 12 to 18 months. All right, identifying properties. Danny continued to talk to licensees about things to consider when identifying properties for a CMA. Your prospective new listing is 21 square foot with 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bath, finished basement, a 3-car garage, air conditioning, fully landscaped backyard. I mean, this is like an awesome house, right? After doing research, you identify several properties that have sold recently. Select the 3 best properties to include in your CMA. This would be a great little thing to do live, wouldn't it? So if I get enough subscribers and people interested in this in the future, it would be nice to do these kinds of things live so you all can talk to me on the computer and pick it out. But right now I have to do this by myself, so I may not get this right. All right, let's see. All right, this is 21 square foot. Select 3, okay. This one is, we want to pick the square footage. Okay, let's look at these. This sold 15 months ago. That's kind of long. Sold 3 weeks ago for 23. Okay, this one sold 3 months ago. This one sold 6, but this is a bank auction. So I don't know if we want to use that one. All right. I don't know if we want to use this one either. A theater room. All right, so this one maybe. This sold 15 months ago. All right, let's see if we get it right. Okay, so not a long time ago. All right, well, I'm going to go back to my original, which was the bank auction. Let's see what they say about that. We don't want to do anything 15 months ago because that's way too long. This is 3 weeks ago. All right, let's see what they say on this one. No, they don't like the bank auction either. Okay, that's what I figured. All right, so we're going for this one, and wait a minute. All right, these 3. That's will be the 3. Even though they got more square footage, they're taking them. All right, so I guess the square footage is close enough that they're going to take that. They do not want anything that sold 15 months ago, and we don't want anything in a bank auction. Adjusting comparables. Okay, so the comparable property sold for $245. Adjust the comparables price up or down based on those features. All right, 23 square foot is more, so you got to adjust down. 5 bedrooms. How many bedrooms is this? This one has 4 bedrooms, so this one has 5, so we got to go down. 3 bathrooms. How many bathrooms does our house have? 2.5. This one has 3, so we got to go down. Let me see if I got it right. Yeah. So you got to go down on all of those because they are a little bit Means you got to go down on your price just a little bit now, okay? And that's how you'll figure that out. They got just a little bit more. They got 1 bedroom more. They got half a bath more and a little bit more square footage. More on adjusting comparables. Doing CMAs are such a fun part of the job. You'll really love doing them once you start doing them. Okay, located on a quiet street. Okay, it depends on the person because some people like busy streets. All right, your listing is on a busy street. All right, this one's on a quiet street. Now, we're going to have to go down because most people like being on a quiet street, especially if you got children. You don't want to be on a busy street. Now, I know this is subject to what a person wants. But in this case, when you're doing comparables, you're going to assume most people want to be on a quiet street, okay? All right, not as close to parks. We'll see what they say here. Because I think you would go, let's see, but near a park. Your listing is on a busy street, but near a park. The other one is not near a park, so I guess you would go up for that. No recent updates to adjust down for that. The other one doesn't have it. It would go up. So if the other person doesn't have any updates to the kitchen, then you would go up. Well, I got them all right, too. Okay, so that's how you do that. All right, they're not as close to parks, shopping, and restaurants. So your property is valuable when it's close to shopping, parks, and restaurants. And they also updated their kitchen. This person did not, so you would make more money if you update the kitchen. All right. You've identified a preliminary price range of $255 to $275 before presenting the CMA to your sellers. What other factors should you consider? You should consider the buyer's or seller's market. Average income does not matter. Pending sales, yes. Okay, we don't care about how much money people make in this situation. That has no relevancy on how we're going to price a home. All right, we're going to wrap it up. The thing is, by the time you enter that room with your seller and your CMA in the hand, you better have all the answers to the questions and feel pretty confident in the price range that you gave them. You need to be able to back it up and talk about what works for them. That's why you always want to tour the house first, because you'll know in advance by looking at their house what they need to work on. All right, now the next thing we're going to do in the next video is we're going to have a little unit exam. It's going to be 4 questions, so it's probably going to be a super short video. So if you're interested in those questions, please come back on the next video, the last of the CMA sections. Thank you.